back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I think it's time for me to go to a therapist. I think I've taken it as far as I can go by myself, and now I think I need a little bit of direction, a little bit of guidance. What seems to have happened over the last 4.5 years is I've taken care of more or less all the surface shit. My health, my day-to-day life, my productivity. Even though my productivity leaves a lot to be desired, it's fucking way better than it was. I've taken out all the bad shit out of my life. Just about all the bad habits, all the negative influences, all that sort of shit. So the surface level of Le Boyle is pretty clean. And what seems to have happened is now there's nothing on the surface I really have to be too concerned about. I just have to maintain the surface. The surface doesn't need a lot of fucking work. So now that's all clean. It feels like the next layer down, the fucking topsoil. There's problems with the topsoil now. I'm like, what's going on here? And it's not even that anything is particularly getting to me at the moment. I can just feel there's shit bubbling there under the surface, and I am actively ignoring it. You know what I mean? I can feel shit going on there. I can feel, there's problems here, but I'm full on fucking ignoring it. Every time it sort of bubbles to the surface, I'll just try and distract myself or do something, exercise, watch something, fucking message someone, just fucking not confront it, because I have a funny feeling that next layer is going to be a lot more difficult than the top layer, the surface, and the surface was difficult. The surface was fucked. That took 4 years. My concern is the next layer is going to take probably another 4 or 5 years. That's fine. What I'm more concerned about is the layer after that. We're talking like a 10, 12-year grind here. And part of why I want to do the ayahuasca, it's not to get any fucking quick fix or heal or anything like that. What it really is all about for me is bringing that next layer closer to the surface, having to really confront what I need to fucking work on. And I'm hoping the ayahuasca will show me some direction. That's the idea behind the ayahuasca. I'm not going there to trip out. I've done enough tripping out, all right? I just want a little bit of fucking direction. Even more than that, I want what is most important to take care of next to come to the surface. And I want to be fully aware of that. And then after the ayahuasca brings all that into my sight, then I know it's just going to be a grind. It's just a constant grind of just working on it, lapsing, working, grinding, until you've got some sort of I wouldn't say power over it, or it's cleared out. They talk about clearing your karma in Buddhism a lot, and I didn't really understand what the fuck that means. I still don't, but I feel like it could be something along the lines of the next step that I'm going to have to fucking make. It feels like I'm really going to have to clear some shit out. There's a lot of shit that I've buried. There's layers of shit that I've buried. There's surface level buried, just under the surface, I mean. And then there's a layer down underneath that. And then there's a third layer. And then the deepest shit that's buried is I don't even know who that person was. My intuition tells me that most of the work that is going to come up next is going to be forgiveness shit. You got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive other people. And in my head, I feel like I've definitely forgiven myself. That was the first person I forgave. That was the easiest part. I forgave myself almost immediately after I did things. But there must be more to forgiveness than just saying it to yourself, I forgive. There must be like a whole process to it. Steps of forgiveness. I suppose if I fucking Googled that, there would be some literature on forgiveness. But forgiveness in Buddhism is also a big part of it. One of the main parts. So I think that might be next. I might fucking discover something about forgiveness in the ayahuasca. But it's funny because I started thinking about the therapist thing a little while ago, like maybe 2 months ago. I just felt like I hit a little bit of a sort of plateau type thing. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm getting any further ahead. I don't think I'm making any progress here. Maybe I have just fucking taken it as far as you can take it by yourself, and then you need some guidance. Like, everyone's got teachers. The Buddha had teachers. Fucking other cunts had teachers. I've had no teachers at all. Ever. Not that I've asked anyone questions either. I've been doing comedy for over like a decade, and I don't think I've ever asked anyone how to do something in comedy. I've never asked anyone like, what should I be doing? But yeah, ever since I started thinking about the therapist thing, I've had a bunch of different conversations with people who have been to therapists. Like, they've brought it up. I haven't brought it up. And they reckon it really changed them. I mean, like, they're still pieces of shit and they don't look like they've progressed at all. But they said it helped them. They said it was good just to talk to someone with no filters and shit like that, which is interesting because I feel like this podcast is pretty much that. But I'm definitely going to go see a therapist, I think. Maybe not before I go away, because I think they have a therapist or a psychologist at the ayahuasca retreat I'm doing. So I'll fucking just have a chat with the cunt there. But when I get back, I think that's the time. I think it's therapy time. See if we can move this a little fucking further down the field, hey? Anyway, if you would like to help pay for my therapy, then join the Patreon. Go to my website, join the Patreon. If you're in Canada, we've got the Vancouver show on December 6th and the Toronto show December 8th. Go get your tickets. It's like 5 weeks away now, so start snapping them up. Anyway, that'll do for today, and I'll see you the fuck later.